Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, and shall we see what's going on on our lovely little island of Fawnhollow today, where, have you heard of big news? It's September! What? Summer is, well, I was going to say over, but I was going to say officially over. It's not officially over. I don't know when the first day of autumn is. In fact, this is something you should probably Google. Let's see, first day of autumn, it's probably like, I don't know, 20th of September or something. When does autumn start? First day of autumn, 1st of September. 24th of September, so you know we're actually quite a bit of ways off, but according to Animal Crossing time, we're well into autumn now. So let's see what Isabel has to say. Hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 4:57 PM on Wednesday, September 1st, 2021. I don't have any big news to share with you all today, but I would like to touch on one seasonal topic. This is where we're going to see goodies have fallen from the trees. What could be more fall than that? Acorns or pine cones? Ah, I forgot about this. I thought it would just be the autumn leaves blowing in wind, but no, that's later on, isn't it? We got acorns and pine cones right now, and maybe mushrooms? I don't really recall, and I'm not even particularly sure if we're going to have much space around our trees for mushrooms to even be found, but, you know, that's all me to figure out, and you to just be like, alright. My dear, have a brief time of year when nature is too indecisive to be either too cold or too hot. Or the other way around. If only my indecisiveness was this enjoyable, should I bring a jacket or no, Mum? The answer is always to bring a jacket and then just to hold it. Because if you're too cold, you can put on a jacket. If you're too hot, you can just take off a jacket and hold it. But if you're too cold without a jacket, then you're just doomed. To the awesome Fabu, thanks for coming to my B-Day party. Your party was totes amazing. Say thanks, I've attached something to his card. I hope you love it. Your bestie, Audie. Thanks, Audie. But I'm sure you've heard of other big news, of course, in the gaming sphere. It's the fact that Hello Kitty is coming to Super Monkey Ball. What's it called? Banana Mania, something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, so which is probably one of the weirdest titles I saw when I saw the screen. Hello Kitty, an absolute franchise giant, no less. We now seeing Flick is our visitor for today. And if you think Hello Kitty's not that big, that's probably because in the West, she's not as big as in the East, where she's on absolutely everything. She's still, like, imagine how famous she is in West, and then she's just like 5 times more famous than that in the East. And when I say East, I mean like East Asia, that sort of thing. I can't really speak for other countries. I've only been to like China, Japan, and Korea, so perhaps I shouldn't throw those sort of claims out willy-nilly. But yeah, Hello Kitty, a very, very popular character by Sanrio, of course. Great Harvest Basket, we already got that one, almost certainly. Yeah, it's kind of weird to see that she's appearing in Super Monkey Ball. Now, I'm not going to say I'm like a huge fan of Super Monkey Ball, because I've played like one game. I've never owned a game. I've only played it like at a friend's house or something. But if you're a fan of a game, by all means, I certainly can see the appeal of it. I'm not saying it's a bad game by any stretch of your imagination. It's quite a lot of fun. I immediately forgot the Nook Mile missions. It was customization, watering flowers, catching bugs, something else. Crafting surgeonfish. Okay, surgeonfish. Which one's a surgeonfish? I can't even remember. We can sort that out later. For now, though, we will just get on with it, I suppose. We know Flick's our visitor. That's not particularly all that exciting, but you know, and another model to add to the museum collection is always good. But yeah, Super Monkey Ball, I played it a little bit, like, a friend owned a copy or something, and I don't really remember the details of it. It's interesting, you know, a lot of interesting ball rolling. You gotta be very precise with your sort of movements, otherwise you'll end up in the soup, as they say, on Takeshi's Castle, otherwise known as, I don't know, it's got a different name in America, but I can't remember what it's called. So I played it a little bit before. And, you know, I don't have, again, with most of these sort of big releases that come out, I'm just like, I don't have much nostalgia for it, because I've never played it, or like extensively, compared to other people who've, you know, perhaps grown up with it their entire life, or etc, etc, etc. But me personally, I'm just sort of like, you know, it was a cool game. If you want to play it more, by all means play it more. But I can't help but think, I wonder if there is actually a big overlap, or any really overlap, between the Hello Kitty fandom and people who like Super Monkey Ball. And then I thought about it for a split second. I was like, oh, you know, these are my own sort of prejudgments. I'm already associating Hello Kitty with something which is only really popular with like a younger children, that sort of thing. Well, it's not really the case, and even in the West, but to a certain extent, but certainly around like in China, Japan, and Korea, where Hello Kitty's just on everything. It's just like it's not all that uncommon just to have like a Hello Kitty like themed whatever. Do I have some Hello Kitty themed things? I do, somewhere. I can't think off the top of my head what I exactly have Hello Kitty themed, but almost certainly I do. Because I do like cutesy things. I like cutesy things. I like cool. Well, I like a lot of things, to be honest. I suppose that's not really much of a surprise. With how like middling my opinions seem to be with a lot of these sort of things. But yeah, I don't know, Super Monkey Ball, I suppose, if you don't know what it is, by the way, I probably should have explained it at some point. It's like a video game equivalent of, you know that old game where you had to like roll the ball around in like this sort of maze thing, there's like holes anywhere, like a marble maze, is that what they're called? I can't remember, and you got like the wooden things on the side, except for, that's, Super Monkey Ball is kind of like that sort of concept. You got to roll a ball, which has a monkey in it, to the end goal while collecting bananas, I think, and doing it as fast as possible without falling off the map. I don't know. It's yeah, something like that. One I played was on the Wii, where you can like use the tilt controls of a Wii to like move about not the stage, but well, yes, I guess tilt the stage about to allow you to like utilize gravity to your advantage to, of course, roll the ball down. I feel like ball rolling is, especially like on a board of some sort, is a very sort of common thing in video games, and perhaps it was spurned by Super Monkey Ball. I don't really know the history behind it. All I know is that you play as a monkey, you can play as Ai, you can play as Mimi, you can play as, I think there's one called like Goro and one called like Baby. I don't know if those are the actual names. You know what? Let's look up their characters and see if I remember. If there's like an old grandpa or grandma, I can't remember. Super Monkey Ball character differences. Oh yeah, we had different stats. Hold on, character list. In Super Monkey Ball, Ai, Mimi, Baby. Remembered them. Oh, it was Gon. That was it. It's not Goro. I don't know what Goro is. Goro is something else. Might be a Genshin Impact character now I think about it. By the way, a whole new updates come out. Have I bought a raid in yet? Not yet. I'll be happening later today. I'll let you know tomorrow how that goes. New story, pretty cool. Super Monkey Ball 2. Dr. Badboon, don't remember. Badboon's assistant. Super Monkey Ball Adventure has so many more new characters, which I don't recognise. They all look like, I don't know, something I can't put my finger on. But these are some characters I had in mind. Oh, Yan Yan, I remember Yan Yan. And Doctor, that was the old grandpa I was thinking about. He's not really an old grandpa. So I guess I played Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, if I recognise those characters. And it was on the Wii, so that, you know, everything's lining up. Everything's coming up. Millhouse, Super Monkey Ball 3D, what the heck's going on? There's different versions. What's P Yan Yan? W Mimi, Witch Mimi? P Yan Yan Punk Man? Princess Man? What? Oh, she's a princess. Catch things, sell flowers. Okay. There's a bit of a weird combination of things. I guess we'll catch bugs. I guess there's all variations of these characters or something. Baby Robo, Captain Ai, Witch Mimi, Agent Baby, Frankenstein Gon. Ah, Bell Cricket. I don't think we've got this one as a thing yet. And Sonic, and Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. But don't you worry, now Hello Kitty's coming out too. So yeah, I mean, I suppose we'll get some questions that way. Are you ever going to play this game on your channel? I highly doubt it. This is, I mean, like, I'm not going to say because it's a bad game, I think it's a bad game, because I don't think, I think it's actually a kind of cool game, but it's also not one I'm particularly interested in. And there's lots of games out there which I am particularly interested in. As far as I can tell, Super Monkey Ball is almost a purely mechanics-based game, because the lore is minimal at best, which is kind of like some of my favourite things in the game. I like story, unsurprisingly, if you can tell by a lot of my game selections. And I assume people like me playing story-based games or puzzle-based games as well. While it might be an interesting sort of delve into a different genre with Super Monkey Ball, and I don't know, that is more, it's not fitting for like a long Let's Play series, I think. So I'm probably not going to play it. I'm probably not going to buy it and play it. But, you know, never say never, as they say. Who knows what situations may arise where I'm just like, oh, you know what, let's try a little bit of Super Monkey Ball. But yeah, the whole point of having like a ball and a board is, I wonder, because I feel like it's a very popular thing to see in sort of video games, and maybe it was just because I didn't quite grow up with Wii, but I played. I kind of grew up with Wii, I suppose. Now I think about it, and it's a lot of the time. A lot of Nintendo and game developers for Wii try to take advantage of motion control. So that's one of the most, I think, obvious ways to do it. Is to use some gravity-based thing where you can tilt around a board, and then a board can fall into place. And I feel like it's a mechanic used a lot in games because I suppose it is based off a sort of classic game with a ball maze, or perhaps even something even more classic than that. I don't know my history of games. To be quite frank, but I wonder if Super Monkey Ball like popularized it. I know it's not quite the same as Super Monkey Ball because Super Monkey Ball isn't really like a board; it's more like a whole track, if I recall. And you're not. I can't remember if you're tilting with a board or you're tilting for a board to go. It might be for a board, but it's been a very long time since I remember playing it. And previous to actually playing it, I suppose my only experience with it would have been with Super Mario Galaxy, where you. It's one of the levels. It's a recurring level theme. You have like a star and a ball, and then you have to hold the Wii remote upright, and then you tilt it about, and it goes like do 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 do. And then if you tilt it faster, it goes. The music plays faster. That's all I really recall from it. But I suppose it's one of those sort of things which are like classically fun games, aren't they? You know, like cup and a ball on a string, those sort of things. It's a very, you might argue, a very primitive game, especially compared to like things like board games which we have nowadays with complicated and convoluted rule sets and those sort of things. It's rather minimalistic, I suppose, just having like any sort of board, puncture holes in the board, and then boom, you got yourself a little bit of a puzzle or bit of a game to mess around with. Amelia, your head is absolutely shining today. You got some sort of weird ambient glow around you. Am I the only one who sees that? I don't know. Yeah, what was I saying? What was I gonna say about? Oh yeah, it's a very sort of basic game, and I suppose those sort of basic classic games. I'm trying to think of other ways to describe it. You know, the things that you learn about, and like when you, well, maybe not, unless you're in the UK, you learn about during like what kids used to play with, like with Victorian ages. You know, you got like the hoop and the ring and the ball and the cup. I don't know what that's called. Well, these are not exactly the same sort of thing. And in fact, I'd wager that these sort of ball rolling marble maze games are maybe not significantly, but considerably more complicated than some of the old games that they used to have when they were in like the Victorian age, or the olden days, I suppose I'll say. It's a very sort of basic. I don't want to say basic game. It's more like it's a simple game, which is still rather quite amusing, I suppose. And you might be like sitting there, like an adult, being like, it's not that amusing. I'd much rather play, I don't know, like Far Cry 5 or something. It's like, okay, yeah, fair enough. You probably wouldn't much rather play Far Cry 5, and you know, Far Cry 5 you might argue is a better experience, but it's not for everyone, you know. And plus, if you're on a desert island, what you can do? How you gonna play Far Cry 5? You know. I suppose also how you're gonna find like a piece of cardboard on an island to really recreate the sort of why would you do that? It's sort of marble rolling maze game, but still, it's not my point. You know what my point is? I don't know what my point is. I guess it says there should be necessarily, but perhaps it's a bit underappreciated, those sort of basic games. And I don't want to sound like a really old person, just being like, oh, back in my day, you kids now use screens and something, because obviously, I mean, like, I'm playing a screen-based game right now. It'd be rather hypocritical, if nothing less, for me to talk about that sort of thing in such a demeaning way. And it's not meant to be demeaning. What I'm just saying is, like, you know, pay some respects to your elders when it comes to those sort of games. The old ball in the cup, the old hoop and stick, the old, I don't know, blocks. Because, you know, when you're a kid, perhaps it's a little bit, it's not really controversial, but so much to say is it's just like kids are kind of easily entertained. Kids can be entertained by like whatever. You know, I mean, play pretend is the human imagination, or perhaps even animal imagination, is one of the most powerful things out there when it comes to entertainment wise. You know, you remember you used to like pick up sticks and you used to pretend to have sword fights. You used to play house pretend. At least when we did it in the playground as well, when we didn't even have like props and stuff, that sort of thing. You just sort of imagine stuff that's going on. You know, kids can be entertained quite easily, you know, with that sort of thing. So really, while I think video games are cool, and I think certainly having more things that kids can entertain themselves with is certainly no deficit. It's like, you know, pay some respects to some of those older based games, where very manual, like wooden block style games, I suppose. We need to sell more things. You know, like the old cup and ball, like I used to have when I was much younger. Very difficult, very challenging, and honestly kind of fun to play. It was very fun as a kid trying to figure out how to like toss the ball up in such a way that you could catch it in the cup again. Did I ever really do it? No, but if I did it now, I'd probably find it entertaining, because now I sort of internalise exactly how you're meant to do it. I know in Japanese it's called something. It's called like something dama, right? I can't quite. Something tama. I mean, that makes sense because tama's ball, right? So I can't quite recall off the top of my head. What you want, or what you might particularly want from that sort of thing. Hold on, what? I feel like that sentence I just said was not relevant, or not what I want to say. It was a filler sentence, you know. My brain's just like, oh, you're being silent for too long. Quick, say something, and it just fills it in with some random like pre-programmed sentence. Like, oh, that's all I had to say about that, or you know, that's how things tie together. I don't know. Okay, Funk. Well, presumably, if I recall correctly, we have all of the songs ready, so I guess this is something we just put away in our storage. I don't know. We probably need to clear out our storage at some point as well. I don't know how many sort of things we're harbouring in here, but we should certainly at least give it a bit of a goosey gander, as you might say. Don't think anyone says that. We are definitely having too many items. But yeah. What was I going to say? I'm trying to think, because I remember back in school we had this day where we could one of our homework assignments was basically to actually I kind of like that one a bit better than the orange one, was to basically create like an old fashioned game like where they played. I'm not sure if it was necessarily during the Victorian age or something like that, or it was basically to recreate it at home using whatever like tools you want, you know, when you're a kid, what you're going to use apart from just basic arts and crafts things, and then like we'd all bring them in and then have fun playing with them. I remember the one I chose, I can't remember, it was something like along the line, it's kind of like it was a chess like game, at least, or maybe it was a checkers like game where you had like a board and you had pieces on it and you had to move it in certain ways, except for the instructions were really like complicated and it was difficult for me to learn. But a lot of the time when it was like, oh hey Dave, do you want to play your game? I was like, this game is like really complicated, I don't think we should play this game. I don't even know why I chose it for my homework project, but I suppose I had to bring something in once I committed that much to it. So I think I played it like twice or something. Actually, no, I think I remember wrong. I think I did play it a bit more than I said, but a lot of time I was just like, this is kind of complicated. And then people were like, fair enough. But I remember playing some games of some, of course, the other classmates who made stuff. Like one of the girls did like, it's basically Jacks, which is I'm not sure if it's still a game now, because I would say when I was younger I heard conceptually of Jacks, but I never saw anyone play it, but I just knew it was a game. You know the game where you like toss up the ball and you had to pick up as many Jacks as you can, or something, or you had to call out how many you're going to pick up and you had to pick up exactly that many. I can't remember. It's a bit of like it is quite literally a playground game, except for it's by the time I suppose I was that age where people would play it, I suppose we've all moved on from that. I don't know, or maybe it's the fact that none of us wanted to bring in toys, or because you know toys get kind of lost easily when you're a kid. You misplace things, and also I think our school maybe banned toys, certain toys. So perhaps we weren't even allowed to bring them in. I can't remember. But still. What was I saying? I forgot. Anyway, and that was one of them, except for it wasn't with like a Jacks, like a Jack. It was with I keep calling it Jacks. It's just, it was like a rock and with like straws. If they didn't use straws, they used like wooden sticks or something. I can't, like matches. I can't remember. But she didn't bring matches in, probably on advice of her parent being like, yeah, maybe don't bring just like a box of matches, and like, even though these are not all strike anywhere sort of matches, probably don't want you just like accidentally like lighting things on fire. So I remember we were playing it, all you had to do is you had to throw the rock up and see how many straws you can grab and then catch a rock again or something on the back of your hand. I remember It's hard to say. I was like, oh, okay, I'll give it a try. And, you know, me being overly ambitious and that sort of thing, I chucked it up and I was like, I grabbed all the straws and, you know, which was, I must say, it must have been like 30 or something of them. Now my hand's super full and there was so many straws in my hand. I'm just like, oh, I can't really grab a rock. So I try to grab a rock again, but it like bounces off my hand on the straws and it just like slams directly onto her hand, which is horrible to think about. And it didn't cause her any like lasting pain or anything. She just was like, ow. And she was laughing about it, to be fair, because she was, I don't know, for some reason in very good spirits about that. And I did apologise. I was just like, oh, sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen. And then, yeah, I don't know why I remember that. As I often say, my memory just decides to randomly remember things here and there. Which is a conversation I had about with my friends recently. Who knows? Perhaps I'm making up all these memories and none of them are real, which would be sad. I wonder what... Hold on. I think it was Victorian-based games. Maybe I can find the game I played. Victorian game played on a board. It was not Snakes and Ladders. It was not Ludus. It might not have been Victorian. I guess Victorian might be a bit too recent. What board games were popular in the 1800s? Dominoes, draughts, checkers, chess. No, it wasn't these. Maybe it was like old-fashioned English board games. Like really old. Vintage. More older than vintage. What's the oldest known board game? The game of Top 10 historical board games. Maybe this is what we want? Was it the Royal Game of I mean, I don't remember it being on that shape board. It was like chess, but I don't think it was chess, because I don't think there were different pieces from what I can recall. You might ask, what sort of game would you do now? If you had the choice? I don't know, because I don't know many games off the top of my head. Maybe I'd do like Mancala or something. Mancala seems like quite a simple one to recreate at home. You just get a load of like marbles or something. Was this Senate? Maybe it was just randomly old games. I don't think it was a 10x3 board though. I feel like it was like an 8x8, maybe not that big. It was like 9x5 or something. It was a really weird board shape. Maybe I should search ancient board games and we'll see what we get. Let's buy some gift wrap. Oh, is this it? Hold on. I see a picture of it, what it could possibly be. In the screen. I remember I made a load of tokens. And this one has a squarish looking board game. What is it? Tell me. Oh, it's a video. Okay, maybe we'll see a different picture of it. But that looks like it, whatever it is. Albuquerque? It's not Albuquerque. Is it one of those? No, it's not one of those. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at a load of pictures. Is this it? This looks like it. Hold on. What game is this? It's in this. A Roman gaming board counters dice and shakers. Okay, so it was a Roman game? What game is this? Ancient Roman board game. Tabula. It's not the Royal Game of I'm just trying to find. Is it Senate? It's not Senate. It's not Mehen. It's not Nine Man's Morris. It's not. I don't think it's Taffel. Ludus Latrunculorum. This looks like it. It was a 2-player strategy game designed to test your military prowess. Now, how do you play this game? Said to resemble chess or draughts. Yeah, there we go. I remember that part. Good job, past me. How old was I during this class? I think I was like... I think this is year 2 or year 1, so that would make me 6 or 5. Hold on, what's the rules? Game rule reconstructions. Normal checkerboard 8x8. 2 players agree about the number of pieces, at least 16, but not more than 24. Board is larger, whatever. Players take turn to place 1 piece on any vacant square. If his phase no captures are made, when all the pieces have been placed, the players take turns to move the pieces on the board. The pieces can move orthogonally to any adjacent square. And then the pieces can leap over each other if the square behind is unoccupied. If a player can trap an enemy piece between 2 friendly pieces, the enemy piece is blocked and cannot be moved. To make it clear, is turned upside down. In his next turn, instead of moving a piece, the player can capture the trapped piece by moving it from the board, providing his own 2 surrounding pieces are still free. What? In his next turn, instead of moving a piece, a player can capture the trapped piece by removing it from the board. Oh, I see. So it's sort of just like a player can move a piece between 2 enemies suicide only if by this move one of the 2 is trapped. A player reduced to only 1 piece left on the board has lost game. Okay, so it's sort of like checkers crossed with Othello or something like that, it seems. But I mean, it's so long ago, I can't remember if that's exactly what it's played, but there you go. Oh, I shouldn't have closed it. What was it called? But that sounds like a good title for this video. Ludus Roman board game. What does it mean? Ludus Latrunculorum, if you want to find it. The game of brigands. Or the game of soldiers. There you go. Flower seeds, hot item, customize item, buy things. Well, back to the next door we go. Yeah, so that was the game I did of these sort of old-fashioned games. As I can't really remember any others, to be honest, off the top of my head. I'm trying to trawl through my memory banks, see what jumps out at me, but unfortunately nothing does. That takes 30. We're not making that. That's far too many. Swinging bench, swinging. Sorry, it's a bit high. What's swinging? What does a swinging bench look like? Obviously you need wood to create it. Did we go past it? It sounds like we need a lot of wood to create it, so perhaps we shouldn't be... Yeah, perhaps let's just not do that mission. We gave Flick the stuff, right? I think so. Flower seeds, hot item, customize. Okay, let's go customize and then do other stuff. Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. And probably, if I'm honest, one of the more interesting sort of primary school tasks, homework tasks you can do, projects along those sort of lines. So I think it's pretty cool. That's basically what I'd say about that. Don't really have much else because I can't really remember much else about it. Can't remember any of the other games, if they even existed. Probably they did, but kind of gone from my memory now, aren't they? But credit to my teacher back then for coming up with such an intriguing idea. That sort of game. We're not going to continue customizing. I suppose we should just round this episode off here. I don't really know how I'm going to follow on to this conversation. That's kind of my whole story. And plus, I can play more Genshin. It's a new update, okay? Don't shun me, don't shame me. You don't know what I've been through. But yeah, I haven't really been up to much else today. I just dumped a program and played some Genshin, that's about it. But yeah, I think we'll round this up. If you know any other sort of ancient games or play, please let me know. Tomorrow's my birthday, apparently, and I can't forget about that. But anyway, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Deardarling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join me Deardarling Discord. Follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now. I should certainly start rounding up episodes much more when I feel like I have nothing else to talk about. Makes more sense, doesn't it?